先去。我以为你还在忙那个国际会议，听起来特别拽。国际会议，我一堆猫猫，抓了一堆猫。啊，有素有，星星幼猫。3月中才有会议 ，OK。交影片的期限，你这个影片是你工作的影片哦。
There, I'm not going to hurt you.
我一只星号公猫。哦。没有怎么没有星号公猫啊？哇！就没有男性代表吗？宏达电哦，宏达电哦，宏达电最近很凶哦，股价一直冲哦。未上市的哦，被邀请去体验，哇哦，好猛哦！糟了！我不是故意的。哎呦，那个技能切换真的是，哇！这几只猫等着我去刷它，就一见面就直接，一见面就直接赏一巴掌，笑死！很奇怪，这些怎么都还没吃东西？小猫猫，大肥猫。为什么他们这游戏的猫都是扁脸猫？我不是很喜欢扁脸，我喜欢正常一点的样子的猫。不要看我啊，去吃东西啊！一直看我。干嘛？萌萌大眼睛一直盯着我看。好了，再刷一下。 OK。选择繁殖配对，不能母猫配母猫吗？这个就已经这么政治正确了，为什么不能母猫配母猫？是不是在歧视我们？歧视我们的那个啊？歧视我们同性猫？明明就2个星号。
Dig has some exciting news to share.
I don't have anything for this at the moment.
我的万应室还有蛮多空间的，实在是懒得搞，不想搞。OK， 来尿个尿。
Does it get any more cozy than Hogsmeade?
哦。咚咚咚咚咚。你们都不会怕的哦。看来已经习惯了。
It is wonderful to see you back here. Oh, perhaps today you have something you'd like Penny to sell for you? Penny wishes you safe and wondrous travels.
感觉之后应该会有需要花钱的地方。但感觉目前也没有什么东西好买的。买扫帚 ，OK， 晚安晚安。买扫帚好像也不会加速。
Revelio.
Somehow they just know.
The days when the children are back at Hogwarts gives the village a giant burst of energy. That's it.
Nothing warms a body like incentive.
How's my favourite test flyer?
Hello again, Mr. Weeks. I set a new record at the South Course.
Fantastic! Your broom performed well then?
The best upgrade yet. It flew beautifully, incredibly nimble. But with the speeds it now reaches, I can feel the wind catching beneath the seat a bit, preventing it from reaching its full potential.
Of course! Should have anticipated that. Exactly the kind of report I've come to expect from you. At last, I think I know what needs to be done for my final upgrade.
不是啊，你都知道有这样的问题，为什么不改善呢？
What will you do after the final upgrade is complete?
I aim to make Spintwitches the most sought-after shop in Hogsmeade. And I wouldn't mind getting back on a broom myself, just for the thrill of it. Couldn't be more pleased we made headway with the upgrades, proved the naysayers wrong, made all the hard work worth it.
I shall look forward to speaking again.
I'll be sure to send you an hour when I'm finished. Thank you again for your help. Couldn't have done this without you.
Hmm. 希望这两个兄妹可以
Mr. Weeks and I do make a
有
good
一个
team.
好结局。
Revelio. Seems a pleasant enough little place. Alohomora.
Hello， 哦，是你哦。哦，你们晚上
Revelio.
你们晚上都会把家门锁起来是不是？哎，对啊，正常，正常是正常啦，但是啊，我进去也不讲话，也不骂我。
Revelio.
我假人哦，我想说，哇靠，怎么直接村子靠这么近的地方就有敌人呢？吓一跳。
Sebastian, a lost relic from a catacomb which requires a dark sacrifice.
I know how it sounds, but if this can help you, it's worth the risk.
Does Ominous know about this?
He helped find the scriptorium where we discovered Slytherin's spellbook.
Very well. If Ominous will be there, I'll meet you. We don't have much time. Solomon wants to leave Feldcroft.
What? Leave? Never mind. You need to stall him. Buy us time, Anne. Please.
I shall do my best. I'll be in touch.
Solomon can't take Anne from Feldcroft. Where would they go? When would I see her?
Sebastian.
I can't believe my uncle wants to leave Feldcroft. Anne's going to stall him. She must. We need time.
Time? For what?
I've learned more about the relic. I cross-referenced Slytherin's spellbook with everything in the library on relics and dark sacrifices. That's when I realized something. I believe the relic will only work inside the catacomb.
So we have to get Anne to the catacomb and then conduct a sacrifice. Seems risky.
It'll be worth the
不
risk.
行吧？
Our biggest hurdle may be convincing
这样
Ominous.
子
And we'll only give this a chance if he's
那
on
个所
board.
罗门
And we have to
所
keep
罗
all
门
of
大
this
叔
from
一
your
定会发
uncle.
疯啊！
If he goes to the headmaster, we could be expelled.
Let me handle Ominous this time. As for my uncle, he's not an Auror anymore. What he doesn't know, well, won't hurt us.
Do you think your uncle would tell anyone at the ministry about all of this if he found out?
If he found out, I doubt he'd go to the ministry. He didn't part ways with them well, from what I understand. He won't say, but I believe his strong aversion to dark magic has something to do with his time there. Anne thinks he once decided to fight fire with fire, so to speak, and resorted to using an unforgivable curse in a fight against dark wizards. At least that's what she thought she heard. When he realized what his job had led him to become, he left rather abruptly. So, I'm not sure he'd go to the ministry to report on his own family using dark magic now.
Good luck with Ominous. Until we meet again.
I shall let you know when the four of us should meet at the catacomb. Look for my owl. See you soon.
Stay sun，那。
Hogsmeade, here I come. Revelio.
Are you ready to put an end to Harlow?
I'm ready to do what's needed to take Harlow down. I know you have a plan.
We must gather information from the friends of Mr. Bickle that Archie and Mrs. Bickle mentioned. Agabus Filbert, Otto Dibble, and Mr. and Mrs. Rabe.
All right.
I suggest that you speak with each of them while I head to the Hogshead. I saw some Ashwinders heading there. And as my mother would never go near the Hogshead, she is less likely to learn of my activities than if I were to wander the village questioning its residents.
Where am I to find these friends of his?
I do not know about Mr. Rabe, but his wife, Daisy, is often in Hogsmeade, as is Agabus Filbert. And Otto Dibble, he works at Gladrags, so you will likely find him there.
What sort of information am I trying to gather from these people?
They may know what evidence Mr. Bickle had against Harlow, or they may have evidence of their own. We simply need to know whatever they know.
Very well. I'll speak with them. See what I can learn.
I knew I could rely on you. We need to know how they are being blackmailed by Rookwood and Harlow. Meet me here after you have spoken with them. Hopefully, by the time you return, I will be able to move a bit more freely.
May I ask you about Mr. Bickle?
Of course.
Very well.
Being an officer of the law.
Mrs. Rabe should be nearby. Revelio.
Hmm. 隔壁还有锁，没有
Oh,
开
Isco,
哦。
what have I done?
Mrs. Rabe, I wondered if I might speak with you about Theophilus Harlow. I'm a friend of the Bickles and I'm trying to gather evidence against him.
Poor Joanna and little Archie. And now Harlow has taken my darling Isco.
What do you mean? Why?
I'm a security guard at Gringotts, and my husband is a curse breaker for them. Harlow approached me about helping him extort my colleagues into giving him treasures from the vaults.
And you declined?
Of course I declined. Repeatedly. I thought they'd given up, until I came home one night and found my husband gone, and a note affixed to my door with a knife. The note stated that I only had a few days to reconsider helping with some banking needs, and that my husband would appreciate it if I acted quickly. But the help Harlow wants is help that I cannot give, and my dearest Isco is paying the price.
Why wouldn't Harlow extort your husband?
Isco's job is even more removed from the vaults than mine. He travels the world for the bank. He could do nothing for Harlow. I'm the one in the bank on a daily basis, which evidently makes me an enticing target for blackmail.
Have you helped Harlow since your husband was taken?
No, I'm worried sick about Isco, but he'd never want me to compromise my integrity. I also know that he's extremely clever. That said, I was hoping he would have escaped by now. It makes me concerned as to why he hasn't.
我明天再给你，我没有领钱。对。
Are you sure the note means that your husband was kidnapped?
What else could it possibly mean? Besides, I came home to find that someone had trampled the daisies in our garden. It may sound silly, but those were Isco's pride and joy. He would never have let that happen.
Thank you, Mrs. Rabe. Knowing the lengths that Harlow will go to is helpful, albeit more than disturbing.
Mr. Bickle was trying to help us, but now he's gone. I don't know what to do.
I shall do all I can to get evidence against Harlow, Mrs. Rabe.
Very well. Here's the note I received. You must be careful as well. Please don't put yourself in danger.
Some evidence worth hanging on to.
Thank
Revelio.
you. I hope it's not too late.
Now to find Mr. Bickle's other two friends.
被威胁。敲
Otto Dibble
诈
works at Gladrags. I should check there. Alohomora. Revelio.
Hmm? 什么？空的？什么都没有。哦。
Revelio.
长款大衣。
Please tell me you didn't take it, but perhaps it's been here all along.
Mr. Dibble, may I speak with you? It's about Theophilus Harlow.
I've nothing to say about him. May I interest you in a stunning cravat today?
Please, sir, I would like to help. I spoke to Mrs. Bickle.
You know the Bickles? All right. But we
Bickle?
must be discreet. Can't have Mr. Hill hearing this.
I know Mr. Hill. He was kind to me the day of the troll attack.
Oh, he's a good man. But even he wouldn't understand about Harlow. It started a few weeks ago. I was distracted, reading a note, when you-know-who came into the shop. I hid the note behind the counter and offered to help him. He stared at me for a moment, then asked me to check on an order he'd placed. I went into the storeroom to check on what turned out to be a non-existent order. When I returned, he was holding the note.
What was in the note?
It was a note from Rosie Hill, Mr. Hill's daughter. You see, we've been, well, secretly engaged these past 6 months. We haven't told Mr. Hill yet. I dare say he has higher hopes for her. Harlow advised me in no uncertain terms that my relationship with Rosie, not to mention my employment here, depended upon my cooperation.
What did he ask you to do?
It all happened so quickly. In an instant, he took a very expensive scarf from the counter, pocketed it, and smiled. He said, "Your secret is safe as long as I can supply my lady friend with delightful items like this every so often." I've been able to cover for his requests until now with some creative bookkeeping, but I can't keep it up for much longer. I'm terrified to say anything. I could never live without Rosie.
一直被人家强行拿走店里的商品。你最近网络不太稳哦。
Could you give me a bit more detail about the note that might help me to identify it should I come across it?
It's on Rosie's special pink stationery. It has her monogram at the top, RH. That's how Mr. Hill would know it was real.
难道是滑鼠？网路线被老鼠咬了吗？
What have you been doing to keep the extortion a secret?
Well, as I mentioned, creative bookkeeping. And I've also been trying to cover the costs with my own savings, but I'm running out of money. Of course, none of this bodes well for my efforts to improve my circumstances and to be worthy of Rosie.
对喽。
I met Mr. Hill the day of the troll attack. He was kind to me. Why don't you just tell him?
He's a lovely man. But when it comes to Rosie, I fear he loses all perspective. He'd see this as a grave betrayal. I'd lose my job instantly, and Rosie as well.
Thank you for telling me. I'm gathering evidence to take Harlow down.
I would love nothing more than to see him rotting in Azkaban, but be careful. He's an awful man and incredibly dangerous. As for Rosie's letter, should you happen upon it, I have committed it to memory. You may destroy it immediately.
Understood.
Now hurry off before Mr. Hill returns. Where was I?
We're on the right track. Now to find the last of Mr. Bickle's friends. Revelio! Alohomora.
Open， 阻止不了我啦，3等锁。
Revelio. Revelio. Agabus Filbert must be around here somewhere. Alohomora. Revelio.
哦，这间好多箱子哦。药水，药水，药水已满。
Revelio.
Hello there.
Hello there. 介意我逛逛你家吗？
Revelio.
$500块得死。
Revelio.
Hello there.
Excuse me, Mr. Filbert. I wondered if I might speak with you about your dealings with Theophilus Harlow. I hope to ease Mrs. Bickle's mind by gathering evidence against him.
Tragic, what happened to Bickle. He wanted me to speak out against Harlow for an act of violence committed against me. But I feared Harlow's retaliation, and so I refused.
So I refused.
If you had spoken out against him as Mr. Bickle asked, perhaps Harlow would be locked away by now.
Perhaps. But perhaps I would have suffered a similar fate.
You said that Harlow committed an act of violence against you. Could you tell me what happened?
Before my extraordinary wife, Dulcibella, passed away, she had just completed a small book of poetry. As a surprise for her birthday, one she never had the chance to celebrate, I had the book beautifully bound and plated in gold. One day, Harlow came calling to punish me for having spoken out against the Neanderthals that comprise Rookwood's lot. Before I knew it, I'd been petrified, and Harlow was rifling through my home. He found the book of poetry, with its exquisite gold plating. I watched helplessly, lying there in my entranceway as he walked away with the book, laughing as he went. I was shaken to my core. Still am, to be honest.
I imagine you fear Harlow retaliating again. But do you mind if I share this information with Officer Singer?
I suppose I have no choice. This extortion can't go on forever. You can pass it on to anyone who may be willing to help. Harlow does not like people talking, as you already know.
I've spoken with Mr. Bickle's friends. Now to find Natty.
Hello.
Revelio. Like Natty to be late. She said she was going to the Hog's Head. Perhaps I'll find her there. Revelio.
哇，一下叫我来这里，一下叫我去那里。哇，大哥，这么帅哦！你华丽转身呢
？Revelio.
Broken glasses with my care to count.
Chores aren't so bad. I don't mind the odd one without magic.
I wish I'd paid more attention when I was at Hogwarts.
Just because you know Lumos doesn't mean you can't get lost.
Who needs keys?
Revelio. Natty must be around here somewhere.
秃头酒吧，纳提不会是幻化成动物了吧？
Natty's wand. She can cast without it. She wanted me to find this. She's in trouble. Revelio will show me where she was taken.
She's in trouble.
Revelio.
Nosy little students get what's coming to them.
哇，错赛。
I was taught that if you put in a good effort, you'll reap the reward. Stock girl I was. Did put on a bit of weight.
Natty must have been taken this way. I need to find her quickly.
不会被拉下去监禁凌辱了吧？
Footprints led to this room. There must be another way forward. Revelio. She must have been taken this way. I need to find her quickly. Revelio.
糟了！
I'd better be sure I'm not seen.
我好像有点随时都有可能打瞌睡的感觉。
Revelio.
不会有人来救他的，嘿嘿嘿。
Revelio.
I don't trust Ranrock, I'll tell you that. He'll turn on us first chance he gets.
Last time I saw you claiming you had a full belly was when Arthur Crank's pig went.
I've robbed every vendor that's passed through here.
The fog blighted us a bit, I'll agree. Nonetheless, we have good spoils for our efforts, and so should we hold our heads.
Hello.
Tell us. Revelio.
还敢
I don't
落
want to work
单？
with goblins. Not now, not Girl's been nothing but trouble. About time we locked her up.
Augusto, tell us. Revelio.
Concentrate.
I've had enough of Spellcroft. Hope I never have to see it again.
Hey!
Nuisance when supplies run.
Be on the lookout for the girl's friend, if they're daft enough to try to come through here.
Revelio.
It's exhausting. Standing here all day waiting to do Rookwood's
州官得领
He
啊！
can fight his own battles. I hope Rookwood knows what he's doing. Everyone in Upper Hogsfield shudders when they see him, and rightfully so.
Hey!
Augusto, tell us. Revelio. Arrest my momentum. Accio. Guardian Leviosa. Accio. Guardian Leviosa. Revelio. Accio.
两条路。
Revelio.
Hey.
吓一跳，那声音超大声的。嗯
Revelio.
I don't trust Ranrock, I'll tell you that. He'll turn on us first chance he gets.
We should speak to her again. Perhaps she'll tell us where we can find that friend of hers.
She's determined to say nothing. The boss will deal with her when he arrives. Those who think that their plan is the sole path to victory should...
Locks and guards can't stop me.
Lucas, tell us.
He felt it warranted more than a piece of me.
哎，为什么？
Bombardier.
Incendio! Expulso!
Now, this has become...
Flash!
Accio. Depulso. Leviosa.
Expulso!
Not so tough now, are ya?
Arresto momentum.
Quite conductive, aren't we?
Oh, what's the light go out of your eyes?
Expulso!
Imperium.
4个人。Crucials.
Aha! Back for more.
You'll be sorry you did that.
Expelliarmus.
Now where did it go?
Confringo. Glacier. Revelio.
I know exactly where I am. You can blindfold me and I'll...
大只鳌真的有够硬的呢，可以扛我2发，扛我2发古代咒。
It's always a pleasant surprise when there are no surprises.
闪电咒语。
If it's that cat again, I will... Odd indeed. What was... Now you've done it. Expulso!
哦，这不是缓速吗？哦，缓速不是。
Electricity.
Death from above!
Arresto momentum. Sendo. Flipendo. Glacier. Findo. Confringo. Expelliarmus.
Stop that right now.
Levioso. Accio. Incendio.
This is your first duel. It might want to look up.
Glacier. Arresto momentum. Sendo. Flipendo. Revelio.
有啦，是有解到这个条件的啦，只是我自己主动缓速怎么一直没有触发嘞？真的是好奇怪啊！爆上压，
Book of poems that was taken from Agabus Filbert. He'll be thrilled to have this back.
这个情诗也太恶心心了。
Revelio.
嘣嘣嘣。哦，我亲爱的奥头。
Otto Dibble's love letter from Rosie. He wanted me to destroy this if I found it. Revelio.
为什么这封情书要毁掉呢？难道难道这个 Rosie 偷吃了吗？Cheating.
Natty must be here somewhere.
Revelio. I knew you would realize I had left my wand for you. Speak to Mr. Rabe. He will tell you what you need to do.
What you need to do?
Alohomora.
Oh, Isco Labe. 难道就是你吗
Mr. Rabe, Daisy told me you'd been abducted.
You spoke with my wife. How is she?
Worried about you. Are you all right?
I am all right. Thank you for coming. These locks are cursed, and there's an anti-apparition jinx on the cells. Even Natty's skill with wandless magic cannot free us. I need you to find my wand.
Mr. Rabe, I found your wand.
Well done. I knew it was nearby. Now, you best stand back. One never knows how a curse will react to being broken.
Hmm? 这个也太平淡了吧？讲到像很危险一样。
Thank you, Mr. Isco.
My pleasure. And thank you, my friend. We owe our lives to your bravery. I may be too weak to disapparate with you both, but I can try.
You go ahead. Find Officer Singer. We will get out of here on our own.
Very well. But be careful. Thank you, my young friends.
Be prepared for a fight. These Ashwinders must pay.
Young friend. What you gonna do? Oh, young friend.
Revelio.
Let's find Officer Singer and put an end to Harlow one.
Natsai Onai. I should have known. And you, the troll dispatcher. Oh, thank goodness the two of you are safe. Isco Rabe told me a couple of students had rescued him. Should have known it was you two.
Is Mr. Rabe all right?
He is. I sent him home to his wife. Miss Onai, your mother will not be pleased to learn that you're still risking your safety pursuing these dangerous men.
Actually, Officer Singer, Natty and I learned of several Hogsmeade residents who've had their lives threatened by the Ashwinders. In addition to abducting Mr. Rabe to blackmail his wife and Natty, Rookwood and Harlow have also extorted Agabus Filbert and Otto Dibble.
I will look into all of that. As for the two of you, I appreciate what you're trying to do, but you are taking great risk. Next time, please let the authorities handle the Ashwinders.
好想选这个选项。等到你们开始动作的时候，人家早就跑了。
Yes, officer. Do you have enough evidence to take down Harlow and the rest of Rookwood's lot?
Well, it's certainly a good start. We shall see. But you can leave this to me now. Natsai, you may wish to speak with your mother about this before I do.
My mother will not like this. Thank you again for rescuing me. We shall speak soon.
I'm truly awed by what we've accomplished. The final broom upgrade is better than even I expected. Stop by Spintwitches when you can.
My advice when dealing with...
真方便啊，直接传送。等一下，这条蛇是乐器。
Buy myself some.
Sometimes it seems all roads lead to Hogsmeade.
Oh, hello again. Couldn't have perfected the broom upgrades without your help. As always, I have a special prize for you.
Okay.
I truly enjoyed working with you. Thank you for believing in me.
速度最大化。可以 déjà vu 了吗？
It is wonderful to see you back here. Penny wishes you safe and one.
惊喜会面，惊不惊喜？希望不要拖太久，已经要12点啦。
Revelio.
约来这种地
I can
方
do this. I can do this. They will want to help.
哦，他们要 找人马合作。
Is this where we're meeting the centaurs?
Well, they don't exactly know we're coming, so it's less of a meeting and more of a surprise, I suppose.
Once we tell them about the Snidgets, they'll understand why we came and they'll want to help.
I hope you're right. Perhaps they'll be able to tell that we're sincere. There's something about them that's so knowing. It's almost unnerving.
I suppose they are known for having an air of omniscience.
That's exactly the right word. I just... never mind.
What is it?
It's nothing, truly. We've no secrets to hide.
That's right. We'll simply be honest with them about what we're trying to do. They'll have to help us, won't they?
Yes, of course. You're absolutely right. We'll meet with them, tell them about the Snidgets, and I'm sure it'll all be fine.
招惹，被包围了！哇塞，哪招？什么旋风冲锋龙卷风？
What do you think you're doing here?
两个妹妹被一群大男包围。我懂，我
I
懂。
suppose you'd like a tale for your friends of the time you spoke to a centaur and it spoke back.
No, never. We're here because we need your help.
Enough! You made a grave error in judgment in coming here, little witch.
Little witch.
Leave them be, Alec. We do not harm the young. It is not our way.
You forget your place, old fool. I'm the leader of this herd, and while you cling to our way, their kind continues to slaughter beasts like us without a care!
From what I can see, they have slaughtered no one. They will leave here unharmed.
Mark my words, Doran. If I ever see them again, it will be all 3 of your heads.
Foolish children. Do you know what happens to wizards who wander here? Now, follow me before
Golden Snidgets are still alive, and the poachers are after them. They know that the key to finding them lies in the moonlight, but they don't know what that means, yet. Please, help us find the Snidgets before the poachers do.
Could it be? In the south, there is a cave within which lies what the poachers seek. A moonstone. Retrieve it and place it in the henge in the forest. I, on the other hand, must go speak with the herd. Find me after you have done this.
I don't understand. So the moonlight mentioned in the journal doesn't refer to actual moonlight, but to a moonstone. What do moonstones have to do with Snidgets? And why was he so certain about where we could find one?
Isn't Moonstone all around us? Why retrieve one from a cave?
Knowing centaurs, I suspect he's referring to a specific moonstone. We'll likely know it when we see it.
特殊的月长石，特别长。
I don't know, but I am inclined to believe him. What with his being a centaur and all.
I am too. It is a shame how quickly he left. What was his name? Doran.
That's what the leader of the herd called him.
Well, if Doran knows something we don't, I'd rather act now and ask questions later. I can head to the library and start looking into the cave he mentioned. I'll let you know what I find.
走。任务没有那个呢。
Revelio.
任务没有中断呢。 是应该要有一个段落吗？然后等待下一次巫妖，等待下一次他传那个乌鸦，应该要这样啊。
Here's one of those tables Professor Shah mentioned.
OK， 好吧，今天就这样吧。今天没有什么主线上的进度啊，都是一些小支线。
Revelio。
这个是Demiguy 吗？怎么我忘记剪了
？Alohomora。Revelio。Pardon me, sir.
Come to stare at the fool, have you? There's poor Ig Haggerty, robbed by his own sister. She's robbed almost everyone now. So, who's the fool?
I'm not sure I know what you're talking about.
Then you're the only one who doesn't know about Catherine running off with that thief Victor Rookwood and his lot. Good riddance, I said. Never thought she'd return to steal from me, us, but I just know it was her. I want her caught and sent to Azkaban for stealing a prize family heirloom, sister or no.
What exactly was the family heirloom that the thief stole?
A necklace. Belonged to the first of the Haggerty women. Hundreds of years old. So much history. She'll likely pawn it.
Why would Catherine come back to rob the hamlet if she'd already left?
Do I look like a criminal to you? How should I know? She always despised this place. Resented having to grow up here. Perhaps she did it to spite us.
Are you sure Catherine is the culprit? It could be anyone.
Thanks to that Rookwood louse, we're inundated with all manner of criminal. I wanted to believe it was any one of them, except Catherine. But she was the only one who knew where the heirloom was hidden, and she knew precisely which homes to rob.
I could keep an eye out for the thief, sir.
You? Ugh. Nothing to be done by the likes of us. This is a job for the fine officer Singer, or some such authority. Besides, the thief, my sister, only strikes at night. Coward. Long past your bedtime.
And what do you have for sale?
Okay.
Now that it's night, I ought to look into this thievery business for Mr. Haggerty.
他是从哪里搞到凤凰羽毛？感觉很稀有啊。鹰马羽毛，独角兽。
Glad you were able to stop by.
Revelio. A pile of gold. I must be on the right track. It looks as if the thief took more than they could carry.
You are the talk of the school since you saved Mr. Rabe and I from the Ashwinders. We have come so far. We should discuss the next steps in our plan to stop Harlow.
Revelio.
哇，偷的钱多到掉到地上，这种设定也太瞎了吧！童话故事你。
More gold. I must be getting closer.
When the war is over, goblins will rule over wizards at last.
Revelio.
咚咚咚咚咚咚咚。哇！
You only have Ranrock to blame.
失败。
Revelio.
我不是缴械他了吗？结果他的弩没有飞起来，我抓不住。不是这边，这里不是终点。
Revelio. Who lived here, I wonder? Revelio.
For you. A lamb to the slaughter.
Revelio.
好远哦。
An intruder!
Revelio.
A
Niffler. It wasn't Catherine Haggerty after all.
玻璃兽。
Revelio. That must be the Haggerty family heirloom. Revelio.
在那里吗？是你吗？
Levioso.
小偷，真会偷啊！
I wonder how Mr. Haggerty will take this news. His sister wasn't the thief and his heirloom's coming home.
一偷就偷这么远。
Revelio.
500公尺哎，萧横哎，还好可以传送。
Off on another adventure, are we?
Mother's rolling in her grave, she is.
I have some good news, Mr. Haggerty. I unmasked your thief.
Nothing to unmask, was there? We all know that the thief was my sister, Catherine.
Actually, sir, the thief was a niffler.
A what?
You know, small, furry, pilfering. I followed it to its lair.
Catelyn was the only one who knew how to get into our homes, where to find our treasures. But, I suppose, mangy little blighter. Well, if you found the niffler's lair, as you say, you must have found my heirloom.
As a matter of fact, I did.
Thank you. You don't know how much this means to me. Catherine's a disappointment for certain, but I never wanted to believe she was behind this. Now, thanks to you, I won't have to. What a strange world we live in. Suppose they can't send a niffler to Azkaban. At least I got my heirloom back.
Azkaban. Okay. 明天再找他讲话吧。
I've always said that travel broadens the mind.
哎
Revelio.
怎么又现形？
I have been meaning to speak with you.
I still can't believe we escaped the Ashwinders.
You may not realize it, but you are the talk of the school since you saved me that day.
I wonder how everyone knows about it.
I told my mother in the hope that she would be more forgiving of what I have been up to if it came from me. She likely told other professors, and news travels quickly. Unfortunately, she might, in fact, have been even less forgiving than I'd hoped.
If she knew more about what you've done, I suspect she'd be proud.
If she knew any more about what I've done, she would never let me out of her sight again.
I'm sorry. Has Officer Singer done anything with the evidence we provided?
She has not. Harlow is as strong as ever. Someone needs to stop him, whether it is us or Officer Singer. If someone had stopped the monsters like him in Matabeleland, my father would be alive today.
What exactly happened to your father?
It was a beautiful day. My mother had gone to tend to a neighbor who was ill, and so my father and I were galloping in the savannah.
Galloping? Your father was also an animagus, I take it?
He could become the most majestic giraffe. and he would carry me on his back, my arms around his neck. We were on our way home when we surprised a group of bandits who had come from our village. One of them saw me just as he removed a scarf from his face. He shouted and then aimed his rifle.
He didn't want you to identify him.
Exactly. In an instant, my father bowed his neck to protect me and was hit. As he fell, my father changed back into his human form. When the bandits saw this, they turned and ran in fear. Magic terrified them, and then he was gone. And it was all my fault.
Your fault? How so?
He died protecting me. If I had been capable of protecting myself, he would still be alive today. My mother and I tried to go on without him, but it became too much for us there. A few years later, we left to come to Scotland.
Do you think taking down the Ashwinders will avenge your father's death?
No. Vengeance is not what drives me. My father would not want that. He and my mother raised me to believe that it is a privilege to be able to fight for those who cannot. I know there is risk involved, but I feel it is worth it. I am glad you seem to think so too.
What does your mother think about all of this?
Well, as you saw, she worries a great deal. She is an excellent seer, but I think it bothers her to this day that she did not see my father's death coming. She misses him, as do I. So I believe on some level she understands my need to seek justice in a small way. But that does not mean that she likes it.
Do you think your father would approve of the things we've been doing?
Oh my, that is a good question. In theory, yes. Although he would worry as my mother does. But I think he, of all people, would understand my persistence. My father never shied away from a fight for good, no matter how ruthless the foe. And I think he would have enjoyed knowing that I had a compatriot like you.
Do you think your father would approve of the things we've been doing?
Oh my, that is a good question. But I think he, of all people, would understand my persistence. And I think he would have enjoyed...
I'm sorry, Natty. I can't imagine what you've been through. Your father sounds exceptional.
He was. Truly extraordinary. And thank you for your kind words. We all have our burdens. My father had a saying about that.
Yes, I remember. Rain does not fall on one roof alone.
Exactly. Soon you and I will put an end to the Ashwinders, beginning with Harlow. And once he is gone, we will turn our attention to Rookwood. We are making progress, and we will succeed. Thank you again for saving me. You deserve all of the praise you have received.
哇，剩下也是等乌鸦了。凤凰。感觉是要了解一下，少一个它的凤凰羽毛这个材料。
Oh, that would be incredible.
I'll be tested with you.
You already know the dates of every goblin rebellion that hasn't even happened yet.
Good to stay in top form.
Then I should have...
Deke has some exciting news to share.
手套。普通，才加一点点。OK， 明天再跟蒂克交谈好了。存档喽，不然一直在打瞌睡也不行。OK， 晚安，晚安。